Oh, my dear, come sit by this fire. The night is long and the stars are listening. This story I will tell you is not just mine, it belongs to my mother and her mother and the mothers before her. I am Vovozita, and I carry in my soul the songs, the scars, and the secrets of my people. I am the oldest in our caravan now, with hair white as salt and eyes that have seen both war and wedding feasts. But once I was just a girl with dust on her feet and a head full of dreams. Tonight, I will share with you how I walked the winding road from poverty to prosperity, not only for myself, but for my whole gypsy family. We were not always prosperous. No. When I was born, our people lived in broken wagons with patchwork roofs. We sold copper bracelets, old knives, and danced for coins in dusty town squares. My mother was strong, but food was often a memory. We shared bread in silence, counting each crumb as a blessing. I remember waking up one morning and hearing my father whisper, "There is no more flour." Still, my grandmother, Bobalusha, would smile. "The river flows even when it's hidden," she'd say. "Our luck is beneath the surface." I did not understand then. I thought she was mad. But she was wise beyond worlds. Bobalusha was the fire at the center of our family. She wore 10 rings, each with a different stone. She said each one held a lesson. The red one teaches courage. The blue one teaches silence. The green one, that is the key to fortune. One rainy night, while thunder rolled like a battle drum, I found her drawing symbols in the dirt beside the fire. "What are you doing?" I asked. "Making a map," she said. "To where?" "To where prosperity lives." She laughed and I frowned. But years later, I would understand. That map wasn't made of roads. It was made of rituals, habits, and hope. At 13, Boba began my training. She called them the 7 seeds of prosperity, the seed of work, no gift comes without labor. The seed of belief, riches begin in the imagination. The seed of ritual, what you bless, grows. The seed of generosity, give more than you take. The seed of silence, speak little, observe much. The seed of craft, your hands are sacred. The seed of legacy, what you build must serve beyond your time. Each teaching came with stories, chants, and acts of service. She would make me carry wood, cook meals, sew clothes, and bless every item I touched. If I grumbled, she would say, "Gold hates complaint." When I turned 16, Boba gave me a clay pot and said, "This is your bank. Fill it in 1 year. With coin, story, or skill." I danced in 3 towns. I read cards for merchants and travelers. I made talismans. I even wrote songs for lovers who paid in bread and buttons at the end of the year. I brought her the pot not filled with coin, but with notes of wisdom, herbs of healing. And a small bracelet I had made. She kissed my forehead. "You are ready." When Boba passed away, I inherited her caravan, her ring of prosperity, and her journaler book filled with coded stories and star maps. I led our people across many lands. We performed under moonlight, sold rare spices, crafted charms, and sang songs that healed. I bought land with money earned from trade. We started a school for our girls. We taught them the old ways and the new ones. We survived famines, thieves, betrayal, even war. And every time we lost something, I lit a candle, read the cards, and listened to the wind like Boba taught me. Prosperity, child, is not a straight line. Once, a corrupt official burned our stands, calling us thieves. Another time, a false lover tried to steal our gold. We even lost our sacred wagon in a storm. But I remembered the 5th seed, silence. I did not scream. I rebuilt. in silence, in shadow, and then in sunrise. I also learned to invest, not in banks but in skills. We trained our sons to be blacksmiths, our daughters to brew medicines. We taught reading, math, and negotiation. The world feared us, but they also needed us. 20 years later, I opened the Grand Bazaar. Not in a city, but at a crossroad where many caravans met. There, every child of our people could trade, learn, and prosper. We had a gold tent for sacred objects, a blue tent for knowledge, and a red tent for joy. We danced every sunset and prayed every sunrise. I became known as the Queen of the South Winds. Not for crowns or jewels, but because we turned nothing into everything. Through faith, through tradition, and through fire. But not all stories are made of sunlight. In the 30th year of our prosperity, I discovered betrayal. A cousin, drunk with greed, had been stealing from our gold tent. He masked it with smiles and lies. When I confronted him, he wept, blaming fate. The caravan wanted justice. Some called for exile. But I remembered Baba's wisdom: prosperity does not grow from vengeance. So I exiled him not with anger, but with compassion. I gave him a bag of seeds, a map, and a single ring. You will build elsewhere, I told him. And may your wealth be honest. That night, I performed the ritual of return, a ceremony to cleanse the space and renew abundance. We burned juniper, sang the old chants, and laid our hands on the soil. The winds that night changed. The next morning, traders from far cities arrived. We sold every item by noon. The spirits had returned. In my 40s, I took a sacred journey to the land of snow, chasing a vision from my dreams. There, under the northern lights, I met an old flame, Ivan, now a healer. He had left the caravan life for solitude. He taught me new herbs, new songs. Together, we held circles of healing in cold forests. I brought back knowledge that cured many of our sick. Ivan did not return with me, but he gifted me a book of runes and kissed my hand beneath the dancing lights. My granddaughter, Amora, was born under a blood moon, quiet, curious, strong. At 12, she asked about the Ring of Prosperity. At 14, she memorized Baba's teachings. At 16, she dreamed of a market under stars. I gave her the clay pot. She filled it not with herbs or stories, but with drawings, plans, and contracts. She traded with caravans in deserts and jungles. She built what she called the network of wheels, a system where every Romani group shared and supported each other. In my 60s, we held the Festival of the Thousand Fires. Each family lit a flame for each blessing earned. The hills glowed like heaven. We sang for 7 nights. On the last night, I gave Amara my grandmother's journal. She wept. I told her, do not follow my path. Light your own. Just take this fire with you. True wealth is not in what you hold, but in what you pass on. I have passed you this fire, this story, this legacy. Take it, grow it. And when your hair turns white like mine, tell your grandchildren, my fortune came from the wisdom of Vovozita, the girl who listened to the wind and learned to weave gold from silence. Now go, and let your prosperity begin.